Hi there YouTube, Mr. Livery Red here from the ground in Cairns in the Robinson R44 helicopter. Covers are on. Today is a big event for Vatsim across the ditch, which means between Australia and New Zealand. A whole bunch of aircraft will be making long haul flights over the ocean. You can see a few of them coming in and leaving again. As we go, those guys are heading out to either Queenstown or Christchurch. We'll also be flying across the ocean, but not quite that far. We're currently sitting at the helipads at Cairns Airport International. The intention is to take off and hopefully get clearance to cross the runway at some point. And after that, we'll be heading down from Cairns Airport down to this little place down here near Trinity Inlet. There's a helipad there. We'll be landing on the helipad, shutting down the aircraft, getting some passengers on. At which point we'll take off again, head out to Green Island over here. Come to a landing here. There's a helipad there as well. Also, same thing again, shut down, get the passengers out, bring some new ones in. Then we're going to do a funky little tourist thing, which is take off from Green Island, do a lap of it, and then we'll head towards this place called Vlasoff Reef, Middle Key. It's a sandbar on a reef, and we intend to actually land on that, shut it down, and as the brochure says, we have a picnic on the quay in the middle of the Great Barrier Reef with the helicopter sitting on the reef. After that we'll take off, head down south over Green Island without stopping, and then land at Little Fitzroy Island, tiny little helipad next to a lighthouse right there. Another shutdown, another reset. Take passengers off Fitzroy Island, and we'll head back to the Cairns heliport where we'll end the trip here near Trinity Inlet. We'll see how air traffic control helps or hinders us, because they've got a lot of traffic coming in and out, and we're inside their controlled airspace. Obviously we're right next to the runway, but even the helipad is right next to the inside a controlled airspace, so control level 1500 down to surface. By the time we get out to like Cape Grafton, we can be below. Anyhow, as you can see, the aircraft is all tied up. It's got its nice little front cover on. Time to jump in and take that cover off. The way you do that is flip the canopy button, and it's probably time to get the door open as well. So this is the current version of the Robinson R44. Hello to Infinite Flight and Jonathan Tasker. Hope you're well. To make this aircraft work, you need Airland FS open. You want to load your profile, the R44. Profile is now loaded. We'll jump on board, get our batteries on, get a clearance to depart and take the runway. Also just going to make sure that I have enough fuel for this entire trip. It's a bit of a long one. Going to be up around the 60% mark. Let's go. That's looking pretty good. This is the rotor brake, so that stops the rotor. We'll make sure that's away. Down here we have the clutch. We'll actually leave that open until the engine has started, then we'll engage that to make the rotors spin. Master, alternator. Tom Ellis. The cockpit poster is a Dash 8Q 300. friend of mine works for an airline that flies those. And he graciously gave me his study material. Alright, so I'm hearing a lot of engine noise coming from in that direction somewhere. Close the door. Head at canoe. Master switch is on. Garmin will initialize. And we want ground 121.7. Grab the tower 124.9. $2,000 on the transponder. And we'll probably need approach at some point, 1184. This is primary radio. That one up there is the... Is that non-primary? Okay, cool. Now I want ground 121.7. Cool. Tower 1249. Sorted. All right. And we'll start up an engine. Going to engage the clutch. Now we get spinny bits. Cairns ground, Victor Romeo Kilo is a VFR Robinson R44 helicopter at the helipads on the western side. We'd like to take off and track to Trinity Point. There's a helipad almost a runway length to the south. Anyone there?
Victor Romeo Kilo, do you want to take off from your present position?
Victor Romeo Kilo, AFM.
Victor Romeo Kilo, can I get you to contact tower 14819?
114.9, Victor Romeo Kilo. Well, that was easy. 124.9. It is... We'll need 118.4.
Take off. Okay, Charlie Mike.
Hello, Tom. No, I'm not personally. Although it would be a good career. Qantas Link looks like a good place to build a career in Australia. Cairns Tower, Victor Romeo Kilo is a Robertson R44 on the west side of the field. We request to take off and from our personal position, tracking south to Trinity Point, which is a location approximately a runway length to your south.
Victor Romeo Foxtrot Tower hello, combined for squawk. No problem, yeah, that's all approved. You are clear to lift from current position for a 4 airborne.
Ran for a scorecard. We'll leave it idle power until we get a clearance. Alright, so we're sitting about where that circle is on the field, and our location for landing is where that anchor is right here. You can see it's like the length of the runway, but further south of the runway. On the south side, we could probably track via the railway until we hit Trinity Point and then just come in from the south. Other infinite flight, if you do want to do that, do it in the next hour and a half, because that's when air traffic control's around. In about an hour and a half from now, they're all going to disappear from here and end up in New Zealand. And sometime later in the afternoon, we'll get some Melbourne stuff happening. But I'm not the person to make decisions for you. It's your job. So, Victor Romeo Kilo, just to make things easier for you, after takeoff we suggest to fly to the west side of the centre line all the way down to Trinity Point, then we'll cross there at 500.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Your clearance is free. Go to lift competition as well.
And you have a score code for us, Victor Romeo? Okay, the clutch is in. Victor Romeo Kilo, can we hop a taxi down to the helipad?
To the phone site, question.
Victor Romeo Kilo, thanks. Okay, engines are stable. We'll make our way airborne. Most of the cross the ditch ATCs are relevant to GA aircraft, but tower, ground, approach, delivery, they're all there. Doesn't matter if they like them or not. If you're there, they have to control you. Victor Romeo Kilo is at the southern helipad requesting liftoff, and then we'll track to the west of the runway satellite.
Some 4 shots, lift approved.
Liftoff approved, Victor Romeo Kilo. Let's get out of here. Need a little bit of transition lift, so we'll push it out, get above this tree line, and then we'll get to the west of the runway.
Different Foxtrot tracking connection is a Airbus A320, approximately 6 miles on the ILS from one side.
Go through it, thanks. So we'll just stay on the western side of the road until we hit Trinity Point. Make our way up to 500 feet. Probably should make it 800. We'll get back down to 500 feet once we cross the road.
Target air cabin 861, ILS 15.
Cabin 861, hello, traffic information is a helicopter south of the field. Runway 15, clear to land.
Clear to land, and we will be looking for the traffic at cabin 861.
That's our position over there, so we'll come into Trinity Inlet and then do a circle.
Tower coordinate, Walker 1043, fully established, island 15.
Walker 1043, Cairns Tower, hello, continue approach runway 15, number 2.
Continue approach number 2, Walker 1043.
Down to 500 feet over the water.
Good morning, New Zealand 218, with you ready for takeoff.
New Zealand 218, Cairns Tower, hello, hold Bravo 2.
Holding Bravo 2, New Zealand 218.
Okay, we'll slow down to land. It does, and it's freeway scenery as well. Some of it default, of course. But this helipad that we're about to land on is a freeway scenery add-on. Links below.
1043.
Book 1043, thank you. Runway 15 clear to land, over. Happy to get the cable on there.
Is that clear to land?
Affirm, clear land 15, walk 1043.
Clear to land, 15 walk 1043.
Air Canada 861, thank you. Contact ground 121.7.
127, I can land 861, thanks for.
Find our position. There it is.
42 on the is 15.
Ah.
Thomas 242, Cairns Tower, hello, continue approach number
Really?
1.
I fell off the back. Damn it. I fell off into the water. That's not cool. I think we should just quietly take off and go back. We're off the network. That's the first time I've fallen off that. I wasn't forward enough. I need to think about that. Clutch is off. Let's cut to the chase. I actually had it on the ground for a bit there and it jumped back up. It said, "You've landed well." Actually, you've crashed. Never mind. There's Cairns Hospital right there. That's where I want to be. I'll shut down here for a bit. This little button's not working. Used to be able to put a passenger in by pressing that red button. Is it that one? Alright, that's fine. Alright, so we're sitting at the helipad. We'll be taking off, heading past False Cape, Bessie Point, False Cape, and then straight to Green Island. It's pretty much a northeasterly heading. Heading 040 roughly. We'll just need tower and approach. Approach has disappeared for us a little bit. Okay, so tower 1249er. What's Cairns approach on? Doesn't really say, but the CTAF is 1270.
Keep on through 400 feet, using 1218. Keep on through 800 feet.
Hi JB, how you doing?
Until late reach your side, your airborne contact is the departures on 12015.
12015, still 218.
That's fine, we'll be outside of control airspace by the time. So let's head up to Green Island. Start an engine first. Make sure our clutch is off for the engine start. Clutch is in. Cairns Tower, Victor Romeo Kilo, helicopter R44 at Trinity Point, helipad, requesting to lift off and then track via False Cape to Green Island or BOCT.
Victor Romeo Kilo, Cairns Tower, full approved to report airborne.
Victor Romeo Kilo, coming. Okay, we can make our way out. Cairns Tower, Victor Romeo Kilo is airborne, climbing 500.
Victor Romeo Kilo, copy, clear to transit, the controllers and then we'll altitude 500.
Good transit and altitude 500. Victor Omega.
And Cairns Tower, good morning. Walker 940 Heavy on the ground, ready to line up and wait runway 15 whenever it's best for you.
There's Bessie Point and False Cape straight ahead.
Hi,
the Bread Live. Yeah, I'll be doing the
ready.
Queenstown to Melbourne run.
Report one ready, thanks. Walker 940.
Hello, Tower. This is Walker 1205. I was flying an approach, and I stopped receiving a transmissions from, I think it was approach.
Hi there, Patrick James. There's still plenty of time to participate in Cross the Ditch today. We will be.
Walker 1205, not a problem. You're indicating 4,000 feet, that'll be fine. So my
Do you know where Cross the Ditch is right now?
Continue press heading and contact center on 12015.
It's in our ears right now.
Okay, Roger. I'll contact center. Thank you. Walker 1205.
It's 5 miles over there right
And
now.
Walker 940 Heavy, fully ready, runway 15.
Walker 940, thank you. Runway 15 clear for takeoff.
Let's take off runway 15, Walker 940.
Ah, the Jetstar 7-1. Flashback. Not sure about Noumea to Cairns over all that expansive water in a 717, but anyway.
Tower Connor 1611 holding Bravo 15.
Connor 1611, Cairns ahead of time to Vatsim. 777-400, line up and make runway 15 behind.
After departing, line up and wait behind. Need to backtrack.
This 1611, that's no problem, backtrack is approved.
And backtrack approved. Connor 1611.
Okay, that was False Cape behind us. That's Cape Grafton over there.
Walker 940, can you contact the aggression setter 120.15?
12015, thanks, Walker 940. See you next time.
And just about outside of controlled airspace. So I can do two things now. We can climb to 1,500, just under, and we can switch over to our CTAF. Done. Green Island traffic, helicopter Victor Romeo Kilo, R44 is climbing 1,500 over Grafton, Point Grafton, and I estimate landing at the helipad at time 00 on the hour. Victor Romeo Kilo. Is that cloud touching the island? I have a funny feeling it is. It should be Cavaca out there anyway. Let's have a listen on 131.1.
Five three. Cairns Terminal Information Yankee. Expect instrument approach. Runway 15. Wind 130 degrees, 8 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 26. QNH 1008. On first contact with Cairns ground or approach, notify receipt of information Yankee.
Yeah, it should be Cavaca.
Time check, 2154.5.
Anyway, that's Green Island. We'll do a lap of the place. I believe Jetstar uses the 9000 series for charter, so 900 something. Or 99. I've seen 99 and 90. 4 digits all the time. Okay, here's Green Island. Helipad is right there. Nice little reef just below. Okay, we'll slow it up. The helipad's disappeared. It was there yesterday. That's weird. I can even see the footpath leading up to it. You can even see the imprint of it on the ground. I think we'll land on the footpath. That'll work. All right, passenger exchange. Alrighty. So, this scenery should have a helipad that sits on that shadow. You know, it was here yesterday. At some point in resetting the sim and setting up the scenario, we've lost the helipad. Anyway, next point is Vlasoff Reef. So we'll take off from here at Green Island, and we'll head kind of... Actually, I think we'll head up directly north to Upolu K Reef, circle that once, and then we'll head off to Vlasoff after that. So it's pretty much north, slightly to the west. Once we spot that reef, we'll do a circle, then we'll head east, northeast. At which point we'll land on the sandbar. Mixture rich. Let's start her up. Clutch in. Quick clip. Green Island traffic, Victor Romeo Kilo has vacated the helipad. We're heading northbound to Vlasoff Reef. Keep the climb going. Maintain 1,000. So the Upalo K or the Upalo Reef. Pretty much that little speck of sand over there. Onto the Great Barrier Reef. So this is the Upalo sandbar. Tidal. Sometimes it's above water, sometimes it's a little bit below. Right now we're kind of between tides, so a lot of it is sunk, but you can see a bit of it sticking through. Probably not enough to land a helicopter on. We could go there, but it'd have to be low tide. When the tide came back, yeah, you'd have one very wet helicopter. Autopilot was fine, we're in heading mode. Default autopilot, so it's pretty basic. Of course, this helicopter has no autopilot at all. Anyhow, we're going to head mostly east now. Yeah, pretty much. 060 should get us there. That was Upalo. And now heading over to Vlasoff. Is that Vlasoff over there? Could be. So the Vlasoff key is a little bit larger than Upolo. And unlike Upolo, this one stays above water, even in high tide. We'll do a circle of this one, make sure no one's there, make sure it's still there. Traffic, Vlasoff Key, Victor Romeo Kilo is doing a circle. Precautionary land. Vlasoff Reef. That's our sandbar. Wind is from the southeast. Other than Lachlan, I'd say about 30 to 40 minutes. Probably even, yeah, about 40 minutes till we're back at Cairns. And we can shut it down. How's that? Hi there, Infinite Flight. I see Cairns Approach and Cairns Tower online right now. But yeah, most of them are heading off to... Oh, the centre disappeared. Okay, never mind. Ground went offline as well. Even Brisbane Centre disappeared. Okay, that's weird. They should be on for another hour. Anyhow. Probably a shift change of sorts. Alrighty, so as the brochure says, there's a group of helicopters that actually fly to this little island. And you can have a picnic here on the sandbar, the Reef, Vlasoff Reef. Our plan is to take off and remain inside Unicom, well, outside controlled airspace on the CSAF. See operations in this area use 127.0. So we'll take off from Vlasoff here, pretty much track southbound over Green Island, and then continue on down to Little Fitzroy Island. We'll do a circle of Fitzroy Island and then land at Little, which is near this lighthouse here. Unless the helipad disappeared, that's an option as well. After that, we'll take off and then head down to Yarrabah, and then essentially cross. Actually, there's two options. We can go via Yarrabah and False Cape, kind of backwards along what we just did, or my preferred option, from Deception Point, we'll continue just on outside of that 12 DME arc until we hit Green Hill, and I'll track inbound via the eastern VFR until we spot the Trinity Inlet, and then we'll just circle around at Trinity Inlet and then do our landing there, ending the flight. Lachlan's coming out with the good old chopper. Let's get going. Lights on. Starter up. Okay. Vlasoff Reef traffic. Victor Romeo Kilo Robinson 44 is departing Vlasoff Reef. We'll be tracking via Green Island to Fitzroy Island. Pick up the RPM. And a run forward. Tracking south. Cairns ground's back. Ever so slightly west. Green Island is spotted. No idea what the FPS are. Haven't even been looking. Ding! Some OTS in America. Everybody, drop what you're doing and go to Portland, Oregon. How about now? Green Island. Looks good. Like it. Clearly Cape Grafton, and we're heading to Fitzroy Island, which is, I think, that one there. That's Point Grafton, not Grafton the city, which is of course in New South Wales, way down south. Yeah. Hey everyone, well, you know that you've got an Australian and New Zealand event on, but come to some random tower in the middle of the United States. I do feel that those messages are somewhat unnecessary. In fact, I'd much rather the message, hey everyone, there's an event on in New Zealand. Come down to Christchurch or Queenstown. So the good old question of what would happen if you had an engine failure right now? Well, we would auto-rotate into the sea. And then it would all jump out of the helicopter as it sinks to the bottom. And that's why we're all wearing life jackets. This add-on comes with floats for the Robinson R44. The aircraft isn't actually rated to land on the water, even with the floats on. But, you know, the floats can be there for, you know, giving you that extra couple of minutes to get out. You'll even let it float for a couple of hours. For whatever reason, the guys that operate this particular call sign, Victor Romeo Kilo, while they do actually fly to Vlasoff Reef, they haven't equipped their aircraft with solid floats. They've got expandable floats. So as the aircraft touches the seawater triggers the inflatable floats to come out. Probably not quite as good as the fixed floats, but also the fixed floats don't let you land on water anyway, planned, and they add so much more drag. So the guys that operate this helicopter have decided that the inflatable floats that automatically deploy are a better idea than fixed floats. Because you lose a helicopter anyway. As soon as it touches the seawater, it's like, yeah, that's a write-off. Okay, Fitzroy Island, the big one, and little one just over there. We'll do a lap. Brisbane Centre is back, I see. Head down to our circuit height. Try Fitzroy Island, Victor Romeo Kilo is at the back end of the island. We'll be tracking to the helipad on the north side of Small Island. Now we did have the issue with the disappearing helipad on the other island, so we'll just have to improvise. We might not even have a helipad here, but there's the lighthouse. We'll do a reconnoitre. I think I can see the helipad on the small island already, so that should be okay. Yes, there we are. Maintaining 200. The thing with this helipad is that you can only land at it from one direction. So even though I've got a tailwind, we'll just have to deal with that. Got about an 8-knot tailwind. Cool. Let's check what we got with the fuel. 30%, it'll have to do. Okay, so the plan here is taking off from Little Fitzroy, we'll head around that side of the island. So, taking off nose to the right and then around to the left. Trucking down past Deception Point, maintaining 1,500 until we hit Green Hill. At that point we'll need to talk to Tower. Call at Green Hill inbound via the Eastern VFR corridor, and we're landing at Trinity Point helipad. Let's jump in. Lights. Collector is all the way down. Start her up. She is ready. That's Deception there. Keep climbing to 1,000. There's a little township. And we want 124.9. Bravo Charlie, 124.9 is set on the radios. Aiming for that gap between these hills. So the maximum altitude that we're allowed outside controlled airspace is 1,500, and those hills over there are about 1,800, and those hills over here are about 1,700. So controlled airspace is underground over those mountains. You could be a tunnel boring machine and be inside controlled airspace. Cars and hikers are inside controlled airspace. Miners are inside controlled airspace. Probably best not to call the tower until we're past that hill, because they won't hear us. Terrain masking is a thing.
New Zealand 110 airborne passing at 1,300 feet.
New Zealand 110, thank you, contact departures.
Contact watches, New Zealand 110.
Cairns Tower, Victor Romeo Kilo, so Robinson 44 helicopter. We're approaching Green Hill. We'll be tracking inbound via the Eastern VFR route and landing at helipad at Trinity Point.
Victor Romeo Kilo, all copy clear to the classes, so low altitude 1,000 feet, report when ready overhead DVLP.
Clear to already controlled airspace, 1,000 feet, and we'll call for the VLP, Victor Romeo Kilo.
Cairns Tower, Bluebird 1967, Bravo 2 ready.
Then 196, I believe, and Cairns Tower, hello. Run up and wait behind the rising traffic.
Behind the arriving aircraft, line up and wait behind Bluebird 1967.
Alrighty. So we're clear to enter at 1,000. We just need to get around this hill first.
10 miles, ILS 15.
Cairns Tower, hello, continue approach. Between 1 to 5.
Number to continue, Walker 730.
spot marked.
Cairns Tower, g'day, helicopter rescue 510, EW139, Medivac for NSR request clearance and takeoff.
Rescue 510 Cairns Tower, hello, clearance to enter the plus zone. Altitude 1,000 feet on Cairns Walk, and all ready for lift.
I reckon hear random cars in the background of tower.
Cleared cross Charlie, number 5,000 on Cairns Walk and lifting in 10 seconds. Rescue 510.
Rescue 510, thank you, Mr. Bruce, report airborne.
Rescue 510.
Nice to see some road traffic down there. Cairns Tower, Victor Romeo Kilo is at the Trinity Point. We're landing there.
Thank you, click touchdown overhead, the 8 point approved.
Approved, Victor Romeo Kilo.
Bravo November 16, or correction 196, that was number 15, take takeoff.
15, clear to take off, Bluebird 19.
I can't tell, is it like motorbikes driving behind tower, or is it someone like doing mowing the lawn?
Yep, stand by on departing, clear to land behind runway 15, clear to land.
Clear to land, traffic on the side of the center.
Cairns Tower, Rescue 510, airborne passing 600.
Rescue 510, thank you, cleared VFR at your discretion, number altitude 1,000 feet.
Cairns Tower, confirm 1,000 or 5,000 feet?
1,000, Rescue 510, so not above 1,000.
Not above 1,000, thanks, Rescue 510.
Monday 1967, contact departures.
Departures, Bluebird 1967.
Alrighty. Last passenger stop. So should we take it back to Cairns Airport? Or shall we leave it here for the day? Out by the salt water on a floating raft. I do sometimes leave it there for lunch. But at the end of the day, these helicopters do have to go back to the actual airport at some point. Can't just leave them out here in the salt. Also, there's no fuel here, so we actually need some fuel before we do another round. We've got 25% fuel left. We'll use about 30 litres an hour. Oh, Lachlan, the hospital helipad is next to that big building right there, also known as the hospital. On the grass though, on the beach side. Even the flight wants us to go back. I think the company would want us to go back as well, so let's button up tight. We're now alone in the chopper. Batteries on. Mixture rich. Start it up. Collective is down. Yes, it is in the scenery. It is indeed. Should look like a big white cross on a red background. I'll fly over it. Again, so Victor Romeo Kilo is at the Trinity Point helipad. We'll be returning to Cairns Airport helipad.
Trinity Kilo, that's not a problem. All of those get across the Cairns runway point at discretion before ready for London.
We're ready for lift now, and we'll like to track coastal up to the runway. We'll maintain west of the centre line.
Okay, that's no problem. You can maintain west of the field, lift approved.
Lift approved. Victor Romeo Kilo.
Good morning, Cairns 160 Charlie.
Cairns 160 Charlie, check out runway 15, clear to land.
Clear to enter runway 15, Cairns 160 Charlie.
We're landing in, so that's not too bad. Get some transitional lifts. There we go. Starting to rise now.
Clear to land runway 15, Cairns 160 Charlie.
My 747s aren't loading. So that there is a helipad in this nice little clear area. That green one right there. There it is. Yeah, I just got some model matching issues with my Boeing 747-400s, so we'll have to see what that's all about.
Okay, good day, ready at Alpha 3 holding point 15, Ganger 1.
Tower, Tango 1 with you.
Tango 1 Tower, can you hold position?
Holding Alpha 3, Tango 1.
Victor Romeo Kilo's arrived at the helipad. We'll be hover taxiing to parking.
If you feel no problem.
Could go over there a bit more.
Tracker 782, Cairns Tower, continue approach.
Continue approach, Alpaca, submit.
Pretty much. Okay, I'll shut it down. And pretty much where we started. Well, that was quite enjoyable. In about an hour from now, I'll be jumping onto an Airbus A320 in a different simulator and popping out of Queenstown. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the flight. I've been Musical Ava, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.